Hello, everyone, and thanks for joining me for our Meet the Management Team video series, where we introduce some of the executives in GovCon, their roles, how they come together, and how they work together on a shared mission to achieve company-wide goals and outcomes. I'm Amanda Ziadeh with WashingtonExec, and with me today is two members of Presidio Federal, Thad Anderson, General Manager, and Lauren Johns, Senior Vice President of Finance and Treasurer. Thank you both for being here today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Of course. So Thad, let's start with you. Can you share the journey of how Presidio Federal began and how the connection to the Presidio Network Solutions has helped to shape the company's identity and mission?
Of course, Presidio Federal was essentially born out of the need to mitigate the foreign ownership of our sister company, Presidio Network Solutions, when Presidio was taken private in late 2019 by a foreign-based private equity firm. We were essentially spun off as an independent entity in 2020. And beyond meeting the FOCI requirements of the government, we wanted to create a company that was laser focused on meeting the unique needs of our federal market. Outside of the actual IT needs, almost everything about federal agency customers is different than in the commercial space. The procurement cycle, the emphasis on bids and proposals, contracts and compliance. We're fortunate in that we don't get distracted by trying to support a commercial business at the same time running a federal practice.
Right. So Thad, can you tell us a bit about your role with the company? What does your role as general manager entail, and what strategies or initiatives have you found most effective in driving the success of the company?
So I started with Presidio 21 years ago. And for the majority of my career, I ran the professional services organization supporting the Mid-Atlantic commercial and federal business. And before I accepted the position with Presidio Federal, I was running the ProServe business in the Southeast and living here in the DC area. And when the opportunity presented itself, I was excited about the chance to start up a new company without most of the risks typically associated with a startup. Having access to working capital and all the talented resources of our affiliates gave us sort of the best of both worlds. We're responsive and agile like a small company, but we have the scale of a much larger organization. And when I accepted the position, I was looking for the opportunity to wear multiple hats, and that's exactly how it's played out. No day is actually like any other day. I typically spend 30% of my time working with customers and partners on the demand generation side of the business, and then another 30% on people issues, human resources, and things like that. The last 30% is managing costs, which is always important, and that leaves about 10% for everything else. As for strategies leading to success, I think the most important thing about being a leader is to be authentic. People can sense if you're not showing your true self. I'm also a big believer in intent-based leadership. I let the team know what we're looking for and why we're doing something, but I let them figure out how to do it. I find this is the best approach to grow and develop new leaders capable of thinking on their own. I have personal responsibility to support the professional development of every team member, and I take it really seriously. Beyond this, I just try to maintain a sense of humility about my own importance in the company because I can't do what most of the other members of the organization can do. I concentrate on building relationships and work to be as flexible as possible.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much for sharing. So Lauren, how about you? What does your role as SVP of Finance and Treasurer entail? And how do you contribute to the financial health and sustainability of Presidio Federal?
Yes, so my role at the organizational level, I oversee finance, human resources, and marketing. More specifically, my day-to-day goals and tasks are to monitor forecasting of orders that come in, revenue and margins, very important, as well as free cash flow and operating expenses. Human resources and marketing also falls into that latter operating expenses purview. To contribute to the financial health of Presidio Federal, I think that there's a few areas that I concentrate on as the finance leader. The first one is steady flow of income. Every business needs that. The second is the minimal unknown changes to expenses. If we have changes to expenses that we cannot foresee, that is a problem. And lastly, the tight cash flows, both in and out. For the sustainability of the company, we look at investments we can make now, small or large, to contribute to the company's success in the future. So as an example, a long-term success would be for finance, building up competitive service pricing for our contract vehicles. So we're very excited about the SOUP 6 contract coming out, and us being a part of this government procurement vehicle again is very crucial for our success going forward.
Right, lovely. Well, thank you both for summarizing your roles and responsibilities. I know that might be tough, especially as the day-to-day might be different. So I appreciate it. All right, so Lauren, were there specific strategies or market trends that played a significant role in the recent growth of the organization?
Sure. So for the forefront of our growth strategy is, like I said, setting up these pricings for the service component of the SOUP 6 contract in 2024. So this is crucial for our long-term success, as this is where we see the market trends heading, right? So we need good pricing, competitive pricing to be playing in this game. We have strong ties in the Fed Civ space, and SOUP adding services this go around in SOUP 6 is a very important path for our growth in the coming years.
All right. Thad, anything you'd like to include?
Of course, I think industry certifications are critical to our ability to bid on and capture new business. Presidio Federal has achieved several ISO accreditations, including 9001, 20000, 27001. And we're also CMMI Level 3 certified. But our most significant investment has been CMMC, the Cybersecurity Maturity Model Certification. We're hyper-focused on information security as an organization, and we take our responsibility to protect classified and controlled unclassified information very seriously. We're currently assessed at CMMC Level 2, which we're very proud of that accomplishment. But more importantly, it shows our customers we're committed to meeting their data security requirements.
Right. And Thad, are there any new strategies or approaches that you'd like to implement this year?
In 2024, we're kind of going back to basics. I think we've gotten away from what made us successful to a certain extent. We're going to simplify things from a go-to-market perspective and focus on what we do well. Double down with a smaller number of OEM partners that we believe have the strongest networking, collaboration, security, and data center technologies. Growing professional services, as Lauren mentioned, and recurring revenue from enterprise agreements, maintenance, and sustainment contracts will also be a focus for us this year.
Right, wonderful. So my last question is for both of you. Lauren, we'll start with you. What collaborative strategies or team dynamics have proven effective in achieving goals in the past?
I do believe that what's unique for us is the ability to reach over and back and sideways to Presidio proper, our parent company, for collaborative efforts and niche expertise. So what I mean by this is this goes for services. We can reach back to them. Engineering, if we need a specific engineering need, or even back office for finance or contracts. Bringing the right people with the right knowledge to move forward in a way that's relevant is who we are. So having that collaborative effort with Presidio is really something that other companies can't bring to the table.
Awesome. With that,
I'll add, interestingly, we stood up Presidio Federal in 2020, and it was exactly concurrent to the pandemic. So we've always relied on video and collaborative applications to stay connected. That's not new for us. We essentially drink our own champagne when it comes to the collaboration solutions we deploy for our customers. So we know them very well. We're very comfortable using them, and we use that to maintain a sense of a family within our organization.
Awesome. And that's hard to do. So very cool. Well, thank you both very much for joining me today, for sharing a bit about your roles and how you work together towards shared missions and goals at Presidio Federal. I appreciate it.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Of course.